All right, today we're going to tackle a huge question, one that's being debated in the highest levels of government and the biggest tech companies on the planet. Are we living through AI's Oppenheimer moment? It's a really heavy comparison, and we need to unpack what it truly means. And look, this isn't just some tech blogger saying this. That powerful statement, it comes from a world leader, Austria's foreign minister. When governments start comparing a new technology to the dawn of the nuclear age, you know the stakes are incredibly high. It's a comparison that's both fascinating and, let's be honest, a little bit terrifying. So what does this historical parallel really mean for us, right now? To get a handle on the sheer weight of this moment, we actually need to look back at two other world-changing inventions and the very tough lessons their creators had to learn the hard way. First up, let's go way back, over 150 years ago, to a name we all know, but maybe for a reason he never intended. Alfred Nobel and his explosive creation. You see, Nobel's whole idea was about progress. He invented dynamite to build things, blast through mountains for tunnels, clear ground for mines. But the reality was much darker. This incredible tool for creation turned out to be an equally incredible tool for destruction. And that right there, that's the classic dual-use dilemma, an invention that can both build up and tear down. And this split legacy, it really got to Nobel. I mean, he patented his invention back in 1867. But decades later, he was so haunted by how it was being used in warfare that he completely rewrote his will. He decided his massive fortune would go towards creating the Nobel Prizes and, most importantly, the Prize for Peace. It was his direct attempt to try and balance the scales for the harm his own invention had caused. And this leads us to our first big lesson here. It's a tough one, but it's crucial. Once a powerful technology is out there, you can't just stuff the genie back in the bottle. The goal can't be to ban it. It's to figure out how to actively, constantly channel its power for good. Okay, so let's jump forward in time. We're raising the stakes now, moving from dynamite to the atom itself. And this, of course, brings us to the man of the hour, J. Robert Oppenheimer. You've probably heard this quote. Right after seeing that first mushroom cloud rise into the sky, Oppenheimer famously remembered this line from Hindu scripture. It's just chilling, isn't it? It perfectly captures the crushing moral weight that just fell on his shoulders. In that one moment, he knew he wasn't just a scientist anymore. You can almost break down Oppenheimer's life from that point on into three distinct acts. First, there's the intense, pure scientific drive to create the bomb. Then, step two, the profound, gut-wrenching shock of seeing what it could actually do to people and cities. And finally, step three, a life spent desperately trying to control the very monster he'd helped unleash on the world. And this gives us our second key lesson, coming straight from Oppenheimer's life. The work isn't over at the moment of invention. A creator's moral responsibility is lifelong. They are forever tied to the consequences of what they built. And all of that, it brings us to today. With these heavy historical echoes in our minds, how do we begin to understand the AI revolution that's exploding all around us? And believe me, this isn't just a theoretical exercise. As Vietnam's Minister of Information and Communications put it, the sheer power of AI could actually be greater than nuclear energy, which means its problem could be, in his words, bigger than the atomic bomb. So why could the AI problem be bigger? Well, just look at the comparison. Nuclear tech is incredibly expensive and controlled by a handful of countries. AI? It's cheap, it's global, and it's accessible to almost everyone. The development speed isn't measured in decades, it's happening exponentially fast. And the threat? Well, it isn't just physical destruction. We're talking autonomous weapons, sure, but also societal control, and a brand new danger researchers are calling model collapse. So what is model collapse? It's a danger that's totally unique to the AI age. It happens when new AI models are trained mostly on content created by other AIs. Over time, the training data becomes this weird, distorted echo chamber, losing touch with actual human knowledge. It's like making a copy of a copy of a copy. Eventually, our entire information ecosystem could become impoverished and repetitive. Okay, so with Nobel's regret, Oppenheimer's burden, and these new, complex AI challenges in mind, what's the path forward? What can these cautionary tales actually teach us as we navigate the age of the algorithm? Let's put it all together. From Nobel, we learn you can't ban powerful tech, but you have to work tirelessly to channel it for good. From Oppenheimer, we learn that creators have a lifelong responsibility, and that we have to act before it's too late. The big imperative for AI, then, is that the old Silicon Valley model of invent first, ask questions later, well, that's just not an option anymore. We don't have that luxury.
So, what does acting now actually look like? Well, experts are pushing for concrete steps. They're calling for an international regulatory body for AI, something like the International Atomic Energy Agency, to provide global oversight. And just as critical, a real code of ethics for the scientists and companies building these systems. That is a monumental challenge, especially in a field driven by fierce competition, not centralized government control.
And this leaves us with what might be the single defining question of our time. Humanity, after staring into the nuclear abyss, somehow found a way to govern the atom and avoid a global catastrophe. The challenge for this generation is to do the exact same thing for the algorithm, an invention that isn't locked in a government silo but is spreading through every corner of our society at the speed of light. Can we rise to meet our Oppenheimer moment?